What up, boys, and welcome back to another gold farming video. So in today's video we have another episode of Loot from 100 Runs, and we're doing BFD, a dungeon that we originally called the 100,000 gold per hour dungeon because it was absolutely insane. It was like a hidden gem. Not only are the unique blue items that can drop in the dungeon selling very decently with high value, but what makes the dungeon especially good is the fact that it has the combination of good, unique blue items, but also the green items that can drop are like some of the good sets of classics. So it was making a lot of gold. And now, a long time later, I've done 100 runs of it to see just how well it performed in today's market. If this is the sort of content that you guys enjoy, then make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and you'll be notified whenever I upload a video like this. And also, a big thank you to everyone that has picked up a copy of the 0 to 10 million gold guide. The support has been insane, and I'm so glad that you guys are liking the Dragonflight updates. That's like the main feature about the book, is the fact that you get it once and you get a lifetime of free updates. So the people that bought this book 2 years ago are still getting the Dragonflight updates today. So if you're interested in that, make sure you use the discount code Dragonflight, and you can find it linked down below in the description. I'm going to show you guys the route before we take a look at the loot, because it's very important to not mess up the route. It's not like one of those dungeons where you can just like start from the beginning of the dungeon, run to the boss, kill everything, and you're done, right? There's a couple of things you need to keep into consideration. Chest spawns, but also you can't kill two bosses because it's going to mess up. I'm going to explain more of that as we go into the dungeon. But I do want to specify that normally when I run this, I always loot. I loot after killing every single pack of mobs. I'm not doing it on this run because, well, my bags are quite full of loot from the 100 runs. And it's just to show you guys the route, right? Since the dungeon is relatively short, you could easily, even without a speed set, do 10 runs in an hour. It's worth swimming down to kill the mobs in front of Domina. However, you cannot kill Domina. If you kill Domina, you can't summon more mobs towards the end of the dungeon, which I'm going to show you guys. So you want to kill that pack right there. You go over here, you kill every single mob besides from Domina herself. You have to let Domina stay alive, and then you just swim outside again. There's a lot of people doing BFD because they have the book and they read about BFD in the book, or just looking at YouTube videos and they messed it up. And it definitely matters because the amount of mobs that you summon at the end of the dungeon can really make or break your hour of farming. I also want to say that all the numbers that I'm going to show you guys, we're dealing with transmog, right? So even if you're sitting at 500,000 gold worth of transmog items, like, sure, you'll get the 500,000 gold, most likely, but it could take you a year to sell everything, realistically. That's why it's so important when you're looking at a video like this to keep that into consideration. If you want to make big gold with transmog, you need to have a big auction house with a lot of different transmog, and you got to do different farms. You can't just do BFD. You got to do all the other dungeons as well, right? Or open world farms or crafted transmog. You need a bunch of variety of mogs. Now, next, you don't want to go down and kill the subjugator. But you need to clear out these 3 rooms. This room, and then you need to look at chests in these, because there's a 100% chance of a chest in either this room, or this room. It has to be up. It's random which room it's up in. Like right now, it's up in this room right here. But there will always be a chest in one of those rooms. So that's like the first chest spawn, 100% drop chance, or a chance of spawning, I guess. And then there's going to be one more chest that we're going to look at that also has, like, it's always going to be up at one of 2 locations. So the rest of the bosses you can kill. You don't want to swim underneath and kill the boss underneath Twilight Lord. But if you guys have done BFD, you've probably done that at some point. So the next chest spawn, I jumped down, but the next chest spawn is either in this corner on this plateau, like right here, or it's over at this plateau right here. So since it was not up here, it's 100% guaranteed that it's going to be up at the other plateau, like right here, next to this pillar. So one of those will always be up. So right here, you do have the possibility of jumping into the water and swimming under these ruins right here to kill the boss underwater. Don't do it. And this is where the magic happens. Clear these 3 packs. You kill the boss. Once you kill the boss, you can click this fire, right? And once you click the fire, the doors are not going to open, but there's going to be, look at this, a shit ton of mobs in the room spawning. Now, these guys won't spawn if you kill the bosses. It will just directly open up the door, and you guys can go ahead and kill the last boss, but you don't want that. You want to kill these mobs, because as you can see, they have loot tables. And a lot of the gold is made from this room, because there's just so many mobs. And once you clear off all the mobs, you can then run into the last room and kill the last boss, but there's no mobs. There's no point in going into that room. So at this point, you just want to teleport out. Or if you don't play at Druid, you can just sign up for a pre-made group, disband the group, and you will be ported out after a minute, 60 seconds. But that was pretty much it for the route. Now, how much gold did I make? That's all we care about, right? So 100 runs gave me everything that you see in my bag. And there's a lot of sets that you should keep your eyes open for. Like you have the spiked chain. Has a very high item value on a lot of the spiked chain items. But on my realm, it's a full pop. So all the numbers I'm showing you guys, there's going to be way less on my realm. Then you have some of these items right now. You can see I've sold the 2 of them for an average gold of 621. That was definitely someone flipping them. 50,000 gold market value, 30,000 gold on my realm. And spike chain, really good. Then you have a Prospector. Prospector is also extremely good. Look at the sell rate of this stuff. Not bad to be transmog, right? It really isn't. I'm not going to go through all the items because I have a separate video from each dungeon and the loot that you can get. But a bunch of green items worth keeping in BFD, even though the prices on my realm are relatively bad. As far as blue items go, I did vendor a couple of blue, like, world drop items, like blues that aren't specific to BFD. They can drop at every dungeon or open world mob at the same level range. I did keep some of them, though, even though I'm not going to post these on the auction house. They're not considered good enough to be posted on the auction house. I'm not sure why I saved them, because I did delete some of them. And then we have the blues that are specific to the dungeon, right? So you have Ring of Precision with a market value of almost 90,000 gold. Now, this used to be best in slot Twink Ring, so it has maintained its high reach and market value, but it is a horrible item, so it's not something that you're going to post. I get a lot of questions if it is fake value, and yeah, it is, right? Besides from that, it's all good. Everything else, all the other blue items you can get from the dungeon, is relatively decent. You have stuff like Martyr's Chain, 20k market value in the region, horrible price on my realm. Evoker's Blade, 25k market value, 5.8 on my realm. You have the Staff of Blessed Seer, it's the same thing, 20k on reach and market value, only 400 gold in my realm, even though that's a region sales average of 2.3k. So this is why we called it the 100,000 gold an hour gold farm, because these prices were realistic when we first started doing BFD, but now there's so many people that have been doing it. But then you have items like this, the Crested Scepter with a reach and market value of 98k, and it's actually 100k on my realm. You have the Tree Bark Jacket, 18k reach and market value, 20k on my realm. These are usually really good. The Onyx Claymore, 100k market value, 100k on my realm. And then you have these bad boys, Staff of Friar, 35k market value, 18k in my realm. More Evoker's Blade. And then we have Grimclaw, 80,000 gold market value, 5.3k on my realm. Didn't get Axe of the Enforcer, which is a very high market value item. Now, if I go into edit mode, so I can drag up the chat, I can do my my macro and show you guys the total value. So in reach and market value, like the average price on EU, it's still 100,000 gold an hour farm, because the market value, like I got way above 1 million gold in market value in my bags. But on my realm, basically what this macro does is that it takes the min buyout price, the actual prices on my full pop realm, and adds them all together to a total amount of value in my bags. So this is with very bad prices. If you're sitting watching this video and you're like, God damn, but student, you got good prices on my realm. Items don't sell for shit. They don't sell for shit on my realm either, but like I still make a ton of gold with the transmog, right? So it's not going to be super inflated values right here, but it's a total of 668,000 gold, right? So 10 runs, that's a dungeon lockout in 1 hour, which means I've averaged like 66,000 gold on my realm, 66,000 gold an hour with the actual prices on my realm and not any like EU market value, which is not bad. It really isn't. By all means, there's a ton of transmog farms that can get you more, but the clue is, as I described at the beginning of the video, to do a lot of different farms to get a lot of variety on the auction house. And once you reach like a lot of us have, like 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 2,500 transmog items on the auction house, you're bound to get daily sale and make a lot of gold. So yeah, BFD is still a really cool and fun dungeon to do. Still has a lot of valuable items in it. So I can definitely suggest you guys to go out and do some BFD. That was, however, it for today's video. So as I said, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to watch more videos like this one. And don't forget to check out the 0 to 10 million gold guide, link down below in the pinned comment and also the description. That's it for today. Thank you all, and I'll see you all in tomorrow's video. Bye-bye.